In five, four, three, two, one, and we are recording. Adrian, go.
All right. Welcome to another episode of Gator Talk with Alex and Adrian. We are your hosts, and we want to talk to you tonight about the Gators game that we watch. And this is just a rapid recap where we'll be giving you stats, info, my thoughts, his thoughts, our thoughts, rumors, and things that we're hearing on the Gator line, so to speak. And so, first of all, we just want to touch on the fact that the Gators played a really clean game. Um, very impressed with the way that they performed. Very clean performance. Um, I thought that they executed really well at a high level. And that's what we expected to see against a lesser opponent. Um, however, not without a couple of miscues. Still had very minute issues, so um, very fixable. Ever since the Utah game, that's one thing that we've been harping on. Uh, the fact that, you know, every issue that Florida had, it was fixable issues, so I was still encouraged even with the loss. Um,
And
One thing that I would advise a lot of fans is the loss was probably one of the best things that happened to the program because now it makes them play with urgency and they playing with purpose and passion. So you only gonna get what you earn, and anything that you earn is yours. So, what's your thoughts, Alex?
and that's a point, Adrian. I think they played a really clean game against Nick Nice State, and you know, um, I only caught the fourth quarter because I were doing something else at the time, but overall, you know, and um, they, and like you said, Adrian, they, clean clean up, but overall, we did it good. Um, agree with me, buddy?
Oh yeah. You just breaking up just a little, so we do need everybody to bear with us. We have a little bit of bad weather. Got some thunderstorms going on, so the feed may be just a bit choppy, but just bear with us best you can.
Am I? Can you hear me?
Oh, we can hear you just fine.
Okay. So overall, um, I I thought it was a very clean game, as you said. Um, thanks thanks for carrying us over. Talking about the stats. And what are you looking forward what are you looking? What are you looking forward to when we play t- Tennessee on Saturday?
Well, um, before we segue into that Tennessee game, let me just touch on the offense real quick before we move too far along. And just one thing I want to say is that the offense was clean and that it operated at a very high level. I feel like they have to become more explosive. So I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. I just stop right there because it's plenty to go into with Tennessee. And I thought defense was physical. I would like to see them a little bit more aggressive. I know that they were trying not to reveal too much or let the cat out the bag per se, but um, they will have to be just a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more physical. I do like what I seen though. I'm very encouraged. Special
Uh,
teams. I Now special teams, man, that's still a sore thumb for Florida. I feel like they have to get the special teams rectified because what'll end up happening is it can be the reason why they lose a close game. If you look at the special teams mishaps or the ineptitude of the special teams as a whole, it costed Florida almost 13 points, and it was a 14-point swing in the Utah game, and they end up losing that game by 13 points. If I ain't mistaken, I could be, but uh,
um,
and there go
yes.
13 points that they could have had and possibly win in the overtime, you know?
Uh,
And
uh,
so, with that being said, I just felt like they have to get that solidified. It's got to be cleaned up. That's the one thing that's plaguing the Florida team, not just the offensive deep, but the team in general. Special
uh,
teams have to be special. You need special players on special teams. I mean, they got to get it right. So that right there is something that really it bothers me. It's just like a pet peeve that just won't go away. They really have to rectify that issue.
now, Adrian,
Yes,
can
sir.
I can I ask you a question?
Go
Um,
right ahead.
I've I've been hearing if if the Florida Gators don't get it together, will Billy Nape Nate Napier be on the hot seat and any point of the
The
uh
worst?
of the season?
No, Billy Napier will not be on the hot seat. Billy Napier, the way he building the program, it will take a little bit longer than what it took for Florida State or what it took for Colorado or LSU. Florida was stripped down to the studs. Billy stripped that program all the way down to the studs. There was not much left, you know, in the barn for Billy to work with. He made do with what he had. Now, that's not to say that he could have performed better last year. He had a stud, first round, fourth pick in the NFL draft with Anthony Richardson. So he had a Ferrari, but he wasn't used to driving no Ferrari. He was used to, Mazda 6, a Ford Taurus, maybe even a Hummer. But, he wasn't ready for that Ferrari that he had parked in the driveway. And not only that, the infrastructure wasn't in place for Anthony Richardson to succeed long term. So when he made plays, the team around him didn't make plays. And when the team around him was in position to make plays, he didn't deliver on his end. So um, Billy just had less to work with than the rest of those guys. And I think Billy doing it the right way. Recruiting is awesome. With the recent decommit from Georgia, that's just fine. There's plenty of players out there that's going to be looking to join this program if Billy just continue to show that he can develop players. You got to continue to show that. And we just need incremental progress. That's all we need. And he'll
Yeah.
be just. Mm.
Um. Yes, I agree with you, Adrian. So sorry about that. Um. Um. And a lot of people, you know, what I've been hearing from different sources is, um, or on the radio for that matter, that um, the the Gators will only win like um like like 13 games, and um I don't know how many games that they will win this year, but um but I believe, you know, that this for the team. Now, now don't quote me on this, guys. I think they have the the, the capability to, go to the bowl game if they keep on doing what they need to do. And um, do you agree with me?
I
Uh,
100% agree with you, Alex. There's too many players on that team to, just fall off the edge of the cliff. I do believe that they can win, at least 6 games, and make it to a bowl game. And I do believe that if they get the right opponent, they could possibly win a bowl game. Um,
I
it,
mean,
you know,
I mean, that is what Shane Matthews was saying on his show the other day. And he believes that the Gators will win 6 games, and you know, I I'm not sure, but I believe he said like 6 games.
that sound about right. I mean, most pundits out there believe that, Florida have a chance to, win 6 games. So Vegas got them at like 5, I believe, 5.5. So,
Um,
the numbers not too far off.
uh, what is what is the the point the point Fred, you know, going into, the 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 next game, going into Tennessee.
Well,
Uh,
I think that Vegas got the Gators as 6.5 point dog.
so you believe that they so so you believe that they would win. You know.
Well, Vegas think that Tennessee gonna pull it out. Florida's an underdog at home and deservedly so. When you look inept as in not just offense, not just defense, but as a team overall, when you seem unprepared, uninspired, no passion whatsoever, and the leadership didn't show up against Utah. So it was very hard to palate the performance that Florida put on the field. It was very distasteful, and I understand, I get it, like I said, it was the first game for a bunch of Florida players that had never played in the Gator uniform before. So it may be year two for Billy, but it's year one for a lot of those players in the program itself. Now,
Like,
albeit, go ahead, Alex.
I'm sorry. I don't
No, no,
mean
go
to.
ahead.
I don't mean to interrupt, but
Hmm.
going to, going back to that first game against Utah, like we said last week when you were in the car. Um, I I agree with you that it was a messy game, but you know the the, the Gators can't win all the games. You know,
Well, yeah, it's. I mean, nobody really win all the games. I mean, look at Alabama. They battled and and they still lost at Bryant Denny Stadium, where dreams kind of go to die. You go to Tuscaloosa, eh, you lucky if you can get out of there with a 3-point win. So, Texas went in and they beat Alabama, and not everybody want Nick Saban gone and prime time to come in. So I mean, college football done changed. It's different now. You got the transfer portal. Like, I mean, look at Florida State. It's a team built off the transfer portal. I mean, Dion let go 60 something team players off his roster and built that team off the transfer portal and NIL. So, it's different ways to build a team, but you know, and I understand, I get it, everybody is impatient with the rebuild, but the rebuild is in process and the rebuild is going to work if Billy get the time. But that's if he get the time. I don't care about the noise in the system. If he can deliver on developing players like Montrell Johnson, Travis Etienne, Trey Wilson the third, use Ricky Pearsall, go for the jugular, become an aggressive, attacking offense. Don't sit back and wait on the defense to dictate how you gonna run your offense. You run your game. Become aggressive. You have explosive players. Be explosive. You have an aggressive defense. Play bully ball. Like, you can do this. You just gotta believe. But that start with the players. Do the players believe? I know the coaches believe. Do the players believe?
and again, guys, um, we apologize about our audio. It's storming out here, but Adrian, can you go over that um topic? What you just said one more time?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The offense, man. They have to
Yeah.
be more aggressive. They have to be more aggressive. Go for the knockout punch. Don't just sit back and throw the jab. Throw a haymaker. See if they can handle your haymaker. Throw a body blow. See if they cringe or crumble. You know, duck, dodge. Use some boxing analogy. You know what I mean? Move your feet. You got an aggressive defense. Be aggressive. Attack. Let the edges go. Cut, cut. What's his name? Seriously. And number one. Well, how you say his name? You mind
Uh,
me, Ellen?
um,
Yeah, you mind me, Ellen? And I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. Um, and let some of the Kelby, Cameron, let some of them young guys get in there and cause some havoc. I mean, look at what I think it's Jamari Lyons. He got a safety. He bust through that line and made a big time play. A young guy. Let them young guys go. Let them go. They hungry. Let them go. Let them attack. Let them learn what it means to be a Gator. You don't get pushed back. You push. You don't come in the swamp and get out alive. That's the bottom line.
but um, but you know, if 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 you have your team ready ready to play, you know that the Florida Gators are capable of doing. You know, they will come out on top. Am I right?
You are 100% correct because I can tell you this, even though Florida may have looked a mess last week, I give kudos to that coaching staff for the performance that they put forth on this past Saturday because the team looked prepared. The team looked inspired. The team looked ready to play. The offensive line had showed synergy. They showed continuity. It seemed as if they had gelled. I believe it was there at the beginning of the season. I believe that just a lot of those guys was overwhelmed. It was a short week. It was on a Thursday. Hurricane prep. They had to fly out Tuesday. They went into a different time zone. It was a lot of different elements. And I will not make any excuses for them. But at the end of the day, they went out there and they took care of business with McNeese the way they were supposed to. Shamar James looked like a stud. Scooby Williams looked like Scooby Williams. All the freshmen played well. The second D line rolled in, they looked well. The third stringers got in, they played well. We had one fumble from a walk-on running back, and but that's okay, because at least he got to suit up for the Florida Gators, run out on the field, and attempt to make a solid play. It's just unfortunate for him. The last thing that people gonna remember in a almost flawless, but not quite, with a few miscues, almost flawless game. Eddie Battle, I think his name is Eddie Battle or something like that. He did have the fumble. And that once again, my pet peeve is the special teams. I mean, it wasn't but one miscue, but we striving for perfection, and we don't even want the one miscue. We don't even want one. We want to play a clean football game, error free.
and and I want to mention something about Tim Tebow. You you remember that year that he phoned a a Hail Mary to for phone the ball into the touch down down line, you know, to 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 win the game.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, Tebow made a lot of really good plays, and Florida hasn't lost to Tennessee for the better half of the last decade, I believe, at the Swamp in particular. And so we
See,
want to keep that going. We want to go ahead and make it another year, and we want to keep building on that. They don't
see,
deserve to come in and embarrass us.
see. Tim Tebow is my favorite player, man, and you know, he made what he made his history when the Florida Gators were, um, was was playing with Tim Tebow, man. Um, you know what I mean?
Oh
Do
yeah, oh
you
yeah.
do you
Well,
understand?
my advice is go ahead, go ahead. What'd you say?
Do you understand what I'm saying? I
Oh yeah,
think I think Tim Tebow is, you know, the 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 goat for that for that Gators team. The one year, But
oh yeah, oh yeah.
so um so anyway, Tim Tebow is my favorite uh player on that team. I think it was, when did Tim Tebow play? Uh,
I think he got there in '06, and
uh,
uh, and they won two championships, one in '06 and '08, and I think he did come back for that '09 year, if I ain't
yeah,
mistaken. And yeah, but they had a lot of success, and it was um it was merited by the hard work that they put in. I
yeah.
advise everybody that if you haven't seen Swamp Kings on Netflix, that you go and watch Swamp Kings. It's a documentary about the Florida Gators, and I'm sure it's gonna be a second part to it because they left so much out, and there's just so much more to be desired from the Swamp Kings. So hopefully they'll add
So,
on to it.
um, I agree. I'm gonna have to watch the Swamp Kings to see what all the hype is about, But
Definitely got to watch it.
to to ge- to get back on track here, I'm sorry. I just had um a Florida Gator, um you know what I mean, moment. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Uh
Oh yeah.
that I wanted to talk about, you know.
That's fine. That's fine. This the space to do it. This is the space to do it. And
But
go ahead. Go ahead.
but as I was saying, he's one of the all-time Gator greats in the Florida football history.
Excellent. Yeah. I don't disagree at all. And not to switch gears, but I know we got a lightning storm out here and I know we're running short on time.
But
My keys to success for Florida to defeat um Tennessee. My keys for defense is super aggressive defense. Let's get in there and let's rattle the quarterback. If not sack them, let's affect the throws. And our special teams will be paramount. So we gonna need the kicker, the hiker, and everybody. The long snappers, Crawshaw, everybody. We're gonna need them to do their job on special teams. This game could come down to 6 or 7 points, one possession game. And if we can execute, We can win this game. It's a winnable game. We catching Tennessee at a great time. All the offense got to do is stay physical. Stay physical because Tennessee, they want to play a physical brand of football. So we need to play that physical brand of football, match physical with physical, stay aggressive. Let the explosive players like Mizell, the freshman, and Trey Wilson the third, give those guys the ball. Give it to Ricky. Give it to ETN. Give it to Johnson. Get those guys the ball. And for me with Mertz, I would say Mertz, make your decision, throw the ball with confidence. We don't care what happened after you throw it. You make the read. I trust your read. You're a veteran quarterback. I believe that he can manage this game and he can manage the Gators to a win if everybody do their job.
Um, are you talking about Tennessee for this week's?
Yes, sir. Those are my keys to the game before we close.
Um, and and I agree with your comments. I think what is your what do you think the score is going to be for the game? What do you predict it to be? Uh,
That's a tough one. Mm, that's a tough one now. If Florida can get a turnover or two, I say Gators 28, Tennessee 24, maybe, in a low scoring, hard fought, you know,
I
blood, sweat, and tears. Take them out behind the shed and give it to them. You got them at home. Take advantage of home field. Protect the house, protect the swamp.
if your Gators if our Gators don't come out 100%, you know, like they did against McNeese, I don't know what to say about the Gators team in that moment of time. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Uh, but um, although I think if the Gators stay focused, you
Close the door.
know, if
Mhm.
if the Gators stay focused, man, I bet you they will win against Tennessee. But um, okay, guys, this was episode 2 of Gator Talk. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you could hear the audio all right. And thanks to my partner, Adrian Green. I'm your host, Alex Perez, and we'll see you for episode 3 against Tennessee next week. But until then, guys, uh,
Go Gators.
go Gators! And 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 good night, and God bless you
God
until
bless you.
until we see you again. Thank you. Thank you, Adrian. Um, thank you for coming on and doing this with me, even though the weather was kind of iffy, you know. But
Yeah, well, it's always a pleasure and a blessing, man. Anytime.
and
Anytime.
and we'll see you for episode 3 next week.
Yes, sir.
Until then, go Gators and God bless you guys. And hold on, I have to stop this. Hold on, hold on, just give me a minute. Bye, guys. Thank you for watching. Okay, hold on. And we're